Most of you aren't subscribed. Make sure to break the subscribe button, as it helps out the channel. Without further ado, waking up, we see several orphans get ready for breakfast. Later on we see the children taking an exam with the mother of the house mentioning that Norman, Ray and Emma received perfect scores. To pass time, Norman offers to play a game of tag, being the seeker. Giving enough time, Norman easily finds the hiders. With him analyzing the other children's personalities, Norman is able to make use and find them. Chasing down the final hider, Norman is outmatched when it comes to physical prowess. As a result, he's able to trick Emma into coming close, only to tag her. Resting, we figure out that although Norman, Emma and Ray are intellectual, they pale in comparison to Mother, the keeper of the home. Playing another game of tag, the gang discover a low fence suspiciously surrounding the facility. Wondering about when they'll be adopted, they begin sharing their goals once they experience the outside world. Later that night, Connie, a young girl with her favorite bunny, happily wished the best in her new foster home. With tears shed, the gang wishes her well, as Mother walks her to her new family. Cleaning up, Emma realizes Connie had left her bunny behind. With Norman, they quickly chase after Connie and Mother. Passing through the gate, they inspect the carriage meant to be carrying Connie. Witnessing Connie's lifeless body impaled with a rose, Emma and Norman are forced to hide when a nearby door opens. Appearing from the darkness, several demons mention to Isabella that the meat they've been sourced have been low quality as of lately, implying that the kids are bred only to be slaughtered. Having smelled livestock, the demons search the area, finding nothing. Cutting to Norman and Emma, Norman is able to cool head Lily calm her down. Ending the scene, we see Isabella discovering the doll the two left behind. The next day, as if nothing had happened, Norman and Isabella prepare for breakfast as Emma reluctantly joins in. Brainstorming, Emma and Norman realize the reason for all children to be adopted before 12 is due to the brain being fully developed and tastiest for the demons. Additionally, due to their high intellect, they've been able to hold off from being shipped, surmising that also plays a factor, concluding they have 2 months maximum before the next shipment date. Deciding to scout possible escape routes, Emma and Norman head to the deepest edge of the forest, stumbling upon a 2 to 3 meters high wall, with no chance of scaling. Returning to the other children, Norman shakes, noting that Isabella was able to track and return one of the lost children using a tracking device. Heading inside, Emma suggests that a rope could be used to scale the wall, but the tracker may be an issue. Being called away, Norman leaves Emma alone, only to return to see Emma being questioned by Mother for being so shaken. Suppressing her emotions, Emma reasons it's because she misses Connie. With Ray ringing the dinner bell, and Norman comes to save Emma from the interrogation. Before leaving the stairs, Mother throws out a terrifying question, asking whether Emma and Norman left the house yesterday. Norman smoothly replies no, continuing down the stairs. Out of Isabella's watch, they head to dinner. The next day, they begin gathering and hiding fabric near the walls, only to be caught by Ray. Explaining the situation, Ray reasons that it would be best to leave some children behind as they would be a burden. Disagreeing with Ray, Emma attempts to convince him along with Norman, who confesses his love for Emma, wanting to only see her. With Isabel and Krona chatting in private, we observe Sister Krona's outworldly memory, memorizing the profiles of all the orphans currently being housed. Revealing that she knows Norman and Emma know of their secret, Isabella warns Krona to follow her and not step out of line. Alone, Krona chats to a doll, realizing if she's able to have Isabella fired and keep the children in check, she'll be able to become a mother, fulfilling her dreams. With Krona introducing herself to the children, Emma realizes that all orphans eventually have something implanted in their ears. Notifying Ray and Norman of this breakthrough, they set their plan into action. They begin to teach the younglings to make use of the environment to enhance their maneuvers when running away. Taking a break, Sister Krona offers to be the tagger. Getting serious, she reveals her ungodly senses, easily tracking down and catching the children. With Emma in a pinch, Krona begins to list out Ray, Norman and Emma's individual weaknesses, only to find her. With Ray and Norman left, they both split up, able to stall out the timer and defeat Krona. Having not been interrogated, the three realize there's a traitor amongst the children. With Isabella pressing Krona for her reasons of playing tag with the children and revealing her capabilities, Krona surmises it was simply for fun and no ulterior motives. Knowing they need more support, the three confront and inform the next oldest, Don and Gilda. With Emma able to convince the Toe on their plans, later that night Gilda sneaks out under Emma's watch. With Isabella being tipped off on material the children will be using to escape, we cut to Gilda entering Crone's room. With Emma eavesdropping, we find out Gilda is not the traitor. Heading back, Gilda is embraced by a relieved Emma. Informing Norman on the innocent Gilda, Ray reasons it must be Don only to have Norman accuse Ray of being the traitor. With no excuses Ray reveals that he's been working with Mother. Revealing that he's been waiting for this moment, he offers to switch sides under the condition that they leave behind some of the children. With Norman accepting, Ray leaves, heading to Mother's room. The next day Ray confesses he's the traitor to Emma. Revealing his intentions, Emma is relieved to see he's all in on their plan. Later that night Don and Gilda sneak into Mother's room, finding and confirming the children that leave the facility end up being slaughtered. Elsewhere Emma, Ray and Norman discover some cryptic message informing them of the hidden intentions of the farm-like orphanage. The name of the man is William Minerva. The next day, with Ray distracting Mother, learning that he'll be the next to be shipped off. We cut to the gang heading to the wall to further plan methods to scale it. Behind a tree Sister Crona emerges confirming her suspicions. Revealing her intentions of overthrowing Isabella, Crona convinces the gang to work together, with both parties knowing the other won't betray them due to information they both possess over the other. That night Emma and Ray question Crona about the world outside, learning that the world isn't filled with demons but humans and demons are equal and not in conflict. Additionally, there are other factories that harvest children. Throwing in questions to gain Crone's trust, Crona reveals that she will tell them of a mystery man at their next meeting. Back to Ray and Mother, we see the next day, Crona attempts to double-cross the children by finding and destroying their progress. Searching through their beds, she stumbles upon information that would harm Isabella. Returning to her room, she is interrupted by Isabella notifying her of her departure. Heading to the gate, she is greeted by the grandma, the lady governing all the mothers. Attempting to expose Isabella's flaws, allowing the children to know of the demons, Crona is helplessly cornered and killed. With her final memories flashing, we see her leaving something behind for the gang. Cutting to Ray, we see him distracting Mom once again whilst Norman and Emma head to the wall whilst Gilda and Don stand on lookout. With Mom revealing she's eliminated Korn, Ray is locked in the bedroom with Mother stating their deal to be over, having known he was a traitor. Heading to the wall, Mother glares at Gilda and Don. Chasing after her, Mother greets Emma and Norman, only to break Emma's leg, as a threat, when Norman attempts to see what's over the wall. Taking Emma back, the gang is completely defeated, hearing that Norman's shipment date has been scheduled before Ray's. Waiting for Emma to awake, Ray and Emma both deny Norman easygoing personality. Putting down his mask, Norman breaks down terrified at their hopeless situation. Just then Ray reveals that he has memories ever since he was born. He explains that the outside world, where everyone is born, is swarming with demons and that it would be best for just Norman himself to disappear tomorrow, over the wall. With Norman making preparations, he discovers Crona's final gift to them. Tying a rope and vaulting on top of the wall, Norman returns that evening to the shock of Emma and Ray. With Norman giving a final hug, he heads to his room to pack, with past memories flashing before him. He heads downstairs. Saying his final goodbyes, Emma lunges at Norman, attempting to break his tracking device. Emma is eventually placed back in line when Mother threatens to kill her for stepping out of line. Walking Norma to the gate, Mother is questioned by Norman on whether she's happy or not. Arriving at the gate, Norman is sent on his way. With Norman gone, Ray has no hope. With Mother squashing any hope Emma has, Ray's departure day approaches with no progress. One night Emma chats to Ray in private, revealing she's been making preparations knowing Mother had been observing her and Ray. With hope in her eyes, Ray flips the script, revealing that he will kill himself as a distraction, knowing that Mother couldn't possibly allow such a high-quality livestock to be wasted. With Ray doused with gasoline, he lights a match. Cutting to Mother. Running downstairs, she double-checks the tracker to see Ray is indeed in the center of the flames. Extinguishing the flame, Mother realizes she's been deceived. With Ray running along Emma and the children to the wall, it's revealed that Norman had predicted that Ray would try to kill himself before the day he's shipped off. Using that to their advantage, they severed Ray's tracker and placed it with some meat and fake hair to ensure the smell would mimic a burning corpse. Additionally, more children were informed of the plant's dark nature and were eventually helping with preparations. While, with Isabella maniacally commending the children's escape plan, Mother realizes the younger children remain, as they have more time before being slaughtered, compared to the older ones. Leaving it to Phil, the oldest of the younger ones, the gang scale the wall. With Isabella calling to have the gate guarded, she heads in the direction of the wall. Tossing rocks with rope attached, the children are able to create zip lines to the forest. Confronting Emma, Isabella realizes that they are free, able to achieve more than she could ever achieve. The final twist is that Isabella had given birth to a child which would take part in the slaughter, figuring out that it was Ray. As the children head off into the forest, they have new hope for the future, promising to return to save the rest. Thanks, like, comment and subscribe.